I want to talk socialism here and what I perceive to be a problem on why it doesn't work and why it wouldn't work. But you know what? I'm open. This is honestly just a question. Maybe I'm overlooking something. And if I am, then yeah, let me know down in the comment section. I will also say I'm not looking to start some sort of massive debate with each and every person that comments because I have 5 kids. I have businesses to run. I have hobbies to do. So I can't necessarily promise that, but I will promise to read comments in regards to this because maybe I'm missing some sort of glaring issue. And I'm not proclaiming to be a smart person, but in my mind, my very simplistic mind, this is a big problem on why socialism hasn't worked, why it's always had to been tweaked. And I do understand there's a question, well, it's never been done the right way. And fair point, but I think what I'm going to talk about here seems to be a massive underlying issue with why problems ultimately do crop up. But before I get to this real quick, if you want to support the channel, check out the t-shirt. You know what? It's only $20. That includes shipping. So if you want to help support the channel, then definitely go check out the t-shirt. Some of you are probably going to not check it out because you'll probably disagree, but that's okay. Hopefully we can, if we need to disagree, just still be friends afterwards. But all right, so socialism, the big question is, okay, yeah, socialism, you have all this going, you have all this sorts of money going to a variety of different things. So it takes money. I realize I'm stating the obvious, but just trying to set up what I see here. So socialism takes money, which brings up the valid question of, okay, well, how are you going to pay for these social programs? How are you going to pay for all of this, right? And well, the answer right now is, hey, you know what? This source, so the money for socialism is coming from who? Well, it's coming from rich people, right? It's coming from whatever you want to call it, the top 1%, whatever, if you make over whatever amount, but in just kind of mainstream media, it's going to come from rich people. Okay. And you know what? Here is where I'll concede that, let's say that right now, okay, socialism works. At this point, socialism works. Where do you pay for how do you pay for socialism? Where do you get that money from? Well, that money is coming from the rich. So let's say that it works. At this moment in time, when you started off at the beginning, so there's a timeline here, right? So you start, and then time goes on, okay? So I am right now conceding the fact that, okay, right now at the start, yeah, socialism, it could work. You can make the numbers work. You can make the spreadsheet work. But my follow-up question is, okay, well, what system made these people rich? Like, where did this bubble come from? Did it come from a socialism system? It did not, right? It came from what a lot of people don't like, but the rich got rich because of capitalism, right? I totally didn't spell that right. That's besides the point. But they got rich because of capitalism. But within this system here, within this proposal, what is happening to capitalism? Well, it's basically been reduced or hindered or made much less because, well, you're taxing the rich. So what about, right here, as we progress? If capitalism is much different, if it's gone, if the capitalism has been set aside, my question is, well, who's making these people rich? Because we need to keep rich people, because rich people is where the socialism is getting its money from, based on the initial model. But if capitalism is gone, are there still going to be rich people? What's going to go on? Well, you're going to say, I'm guessing people are going to say, well, yeah, there's still going to be business owners. There's still going to be people out there, which is true. But I guess the main question is going to be this right here, kind of an asterisk. The asterisk being, are they as rich? Because let's actually think about how those people got rich within the normal position, right? And so you have Bob, and Bob wants to, he has an idea for a product, for a service. He wants to start a business. He wants to help other people out. He just wants to provide a service and, not force anybody to buy it, but provide a service. And then if people do want to buy his product or service, then he can try to make money. So that's, Bob, let's not beat around the bush. Bob, he wants to make some money. And I'm totally taking this to an extreme case here. But what happens right here? Well, we have something known as risk, right? Because there is no guarantee that Bob, when he uses his own money, that people are going to like his product, that people are going to want his services. There's no guarantee of that. So in other words, Bob is taking the risk that he could put his money to create a product or service and then nobody wants it. And then guess what? Bob is stuck with nothing and he's lost money. But that just goes along with the nature of capitalism, with the nature of trying to make money as well. You got to actually risk money. But like I said, let's go to extreme here. Let's say that over here, if he makes money, and I know this is not a proposal, I know that this is not, but just to illustrate the example, let's say that right here, Bob knows that before he gets started, that if he makes money, the tax rate is 100%. Because why? Well, we got to pay for socialism. Let me ask you something and ask yourself, this is going to be a stupid question. Would you risk any of your money if you knew that the end result was 100% of it is going to be taken away from you? Would you ever risk any of your money? The logical person would say, no, Clay, this is stupid because that doesn't make any example at all. Exactly. So my point here is that there is a cost of risk that everybody is always thinking about. Well, if I'm going to risk some of my own money, what is the end result? Like what would be the outcome? And if people know that the outcome is 100%, well then are they going to take risks? In this situation, of course not. Now again, it's not going to be 100%, but let's say it's, you know what? We're going to take 60%. Will people still maybe start to take some risks, knowing that, okay, if they do overcome the challenges and hurdles, that they're going to have money, but then that money that they have, the quote unquote profit, of that profit, now 60% is going to be taken? I think some people would take some risk, yeah. But let's go to the other side. Let's say if it was 0%. Let's say, you know what? If I succeed, if I can overcome that risk, I am keeping 100% of my profit. Do you think a lot of more people would be taking risks, trying to innovate, trying to come up with stuff, trying to reinvest into their companies? Of course they would. Because, well, they know that the upside potential is, hey, I'm going to be able to keep everything. Now, yeah, there's a middle ground here, but you see the drastic differences. And the whole thing is, well, let's just tax the risk, tax the rich. Well, the more you tax them, the higher this number goes up, which leads to, well, the less and less risk that people are going to want to ultimately take, which means if people are not taking as much risk, well, then less stuff is being created, less ideas, there's less innovation, and ultimately there's less money, which means, well, then how are you going to fund all this stuff down here? And that's my question is, I don't understand. Yes, I realize that right at this exact moment in time, you can make a spreadsheet work for socialism because you can show how it's funded. But what I see is people they assume that the rich are always going to stay rich, which doesn't make sense to this because there is no proof that socialism actually creates rich people, because socialism is taking from rich people and they admit that. So how exactly are the rich people going to stay rich if this has been severely, I won't say eliminated, but if it's been severely dwindled down because of this principle right here, where you're jacking up the tax rate for people for taking risks? So I don't know. That's why I don't think socialism works within the long haul. That's why I think that, and people love to use the Scandinavian countries, but here's the thing about the Scandinavian countries. The rich here, they have a very different definition of what rich in other situations. I mean, this is basically everybody is getting taxed in a big way. And also they have quite a bit of capitalism roots still throughout their systems. Because I know that's always a popular one in Scandinavia, but Scandinavian, like I said, they have a much different thing than, well, we're going to tax the top 1%. No, they're pretty much taxing everybody in very, very big ways. But again, I do also realize that, that's not the type of socialism we're talking about. So just at the core, I'm just curious, how does socialism continue to pay for itself? Not right here, because I'll concede, maybe you got to start, you can make it work. But how does it continue to pay for itself? Maybe I'm missing some sort of glaring issue. I would love to hear that down in the comment section below. So let me know your thoughts on that. But in my mind, if you kind of eliminate the source of what caused the people to get rich, that seems to be a problem. But like I said, maybe I'm missing something. So leave those comments down below. Or if you agree, or if maybe you think you can add something to strengthen this, then add that down below. And again, I'm not looking it's just a question on my part. I look at this and I fully admit that I could be overlooking something very obvious. But if I am, then please point that out. So thanks for watching. Thanks for being open-minded. Like I said, if you still want to disagree with me, that's fine. Hopefully we can do it in an adult-like fashion. and just agree to disagree if need be. But I think this is a pretty logical approach, a logical case on why there's some problems with socialism. But like I said, let me know in the comment section if you disagree. So thanks for watching. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.